So let's do something fun today. Let's look at hummingbirds, but not just feeding them, which we do all over here, but bathing. Just hummingbirds taking a bath. Now, in the garden, what they do is they take a bath on the leaves. You water the plants, or it could be morning dew. It could be just anything, rain. Even in the rain, they take a bath, but we can help them. This is a big secret when it comes to attracting hummingbirds. Water. Water for them to take a bath. This is a pet fountain, and that's just a bowl. Can you see that? And this is a coffee cup, something I picked up at the thrift store. Look at the enjoyment they get out of a cup. We can just kind of think out of the box, set up different fountains, and try different things. This is a cup, but it's upside down. And this we're going to have to sit and watch. This is a bowl I picked up from someplace, a red bowl, and then it's a pet fountain inside, but on top is a simple cup. You can pick out any cup you want. Just remember, if you're turning it upside down, you want the design to be upside down, so keep it with flowers. This is something unique. That is a soda bottle that's been cut. Now, a lot of these fountains are already up on my channel. You can go watch all the different fountains, but this one I absolutely love because it doesn't cost much. It's a green straw. It's a soda bottle that's been cut top and bottom, has a pump inside, but what's on the very top, the flat surface? That's a little tiny small square Lego board, or it's kind of might be a generic type of Lego board. You can get those a lot of times at Dollar Tree. They're real cheap. But the point is, this has got those little divots for the building blocks, and they can grip onto that so good that not only one can do it, but two can do it at the same time. It's the cutest thing, and it's got enough room for multiple birds to bathe. You can't beat that. Water is just something, it's so fun to put out for the hummingbirds. And when you start doing Legos, I went ahead when I did this and I bought some flowers at Walmart that are true Lego flowers. I put it together. That's more for me. That's actually not for them. That's not going to bring them in. But when you look outside, out your kitchen window or wherever you've got the fountain and you see that, it kind of brings a smile to your face. That's why I said, let's do something fun. Look at this. He's trying to see if there's room for him to land, but he changed his mind. And this, you can run these with either a solar fountain kit, which I always have the links inside my description, not those little pictures, but you have to go in the description. Sometimes you have to tap more, and then you'll find it there. That's where I buy all my solar fountain kits. Now, this is fun. These, they call it poppets or poppers. It's kind of a silicone mat, and they've got these little poppet things, like when you pop it with your fingers, fidget toys. This is a big one. Another thing I got at Dollar Tree. Isn't that cute? This I think I picked up at Easter time. Notice the Easter little ducks there and the basket. Now this is the famous soda bottle. Room for one only. But is that not cute? Look at this. This is like one of my first fountains. You can still go see it. A soda bottle in a trash can from the dollar store with a plate. That's all there is. And then you've got the solar fountain kit, unless you want to do it USB. Whatever works for you. It depends on how much sun you've got. It depends on where you can put the solar panel. I use both. I alternate on these. The bee came by, no place for him to land. Then I went ahead and thought, well, why not take half an Easter egg and shove that on the top? I don't know if it was that great, but it did attract the birds. I don't think it was the color. It was the idea that you had a little reservoir of water on top, someplace for them to sit on. You can see they can sit really good and grip. And then they can dip their beak in and get all that pollen and nectar off that they get on them. Not from our feeders, but from all the different flowers they go to. Different places. They even pick up spider webs when they're building a nest, or they go in the spider webs looking for little tiny insects. Because remember, not only do they feed on the nectar I put out, 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of water, but they feed on nectar and insects around the garden, and they can get really dirty. So hummingbirds take multiple baths all day. If you've got water around, they will come look for it. They will use it because they got to scrub their feathers and they got to scrub their face. Otherwise, it would be sticky from all the pollen and everything that they stick those beaks in. Look at that. Is that not cute? And you want to keep the water fresh. So I would definitely kind of just tip it out and change it every couple days, because they do drink that water too. And never use sugar water in any of your fountains. You'd break the fountain anyways, I'm sure, but you wouldn't want to do that. And then when Valentine's Day came around, I found the heart. It was a kind of a candy tube. And I looked at that heart and thought, we can do something. Again, room for one, but that's okay. Look how he can sit between the heart. He can sit there real good. And of course, in the video, I showed you how to do it, how we made the holes on top. So the water was kind of being pumped through the heart, and then it was dribbling down the multiple holes that I put in there. Is this not just too cute? And the roses that were on the front of that little bucket I picked up at Dollar Tree. Oh, look how he hangs on there. Is that not cute? It's like he's riding a saddle, a horse with a saddle. But that was put on with decoupage. And I use the dishwasher safe only. Don't get the outdoor stuff, because for some reason it's not waterproof. But if you get decoupage, Mod Podge, make sure you get something that says dishwasher safe if you want to decorate on the outside of your containers. Oh, the turkey baster and all these different things we can use. That's a flower pot. Anything you can think about, you can use. Okay, that's not a hummingbird. I couldn't resist. Look at this. Those Orioles are so funny. But see how they drink? They need to drink. There's so many things we can do. Spice finches, they come in. All these little warblers and birds come in. I believe that was a Vero, and this is the gold finches. Aren't they cute? All the birds truly enjoy water. I know that the scrub jays come in too. And that's a funnel. Yep. A cooking funnel, something you get in the home department at the store. But there is that poppet toy again. There is a down shot of the Lego board, you would call it, or building block board. And then the watermelon cups, you can get that at Dollar Tree. They've had them recently, and again, the hummingbirds really like that. It gives them a nice flat surface, but in the video I showed you how we can fix that so they can stand on it really good. And yes, I even made it hang. So you can make a hanging fountain as well. Sometimes you find these fountains that you've tossed in the corner of your yard because they got chewed by something or they broke. I've got videos on how to fix the fountains. Never throw away a fountain pump, even when they get chewed apart. Here, I did it with a straw, hot glue, put it back outside, and where I hot glued it, I put some little flour on there, a silk flower, so we can get that fountain going. And that's what Zoe and I went and did, because these pumps are the easiest things to fix. That's all you had to do. I don't know what she's eating, but you know, you give her the best food in the house and then she's got to go eat something in the dirt. I can't figure out these dogs. But anyway, she found something there, but she got to see it because she was out there with me. And then it's just a matter of putting the solar panel out in the sun, you know, putting fresh water in there, and right away the birds come to it. And keep in mind, these pumps barely break. I've got some that are 6 years old. You just have to take them apart and clean them. So make sure, if any of your pumps stop, please, if you don't know how to take it apart, go check out the video. It literally will take you 2 minutes to fix it. Don't toss them. I get hundreds of people coming to me saying, I can't believe I found your video and it took a second to clean. But isn't this cute? And this is just, it was a tabletop mount, something for the house. I put a solar fountain kit on it. So we can sit back and just watch. Maybe you don't want to hear me, because I get mesmerized by these hummingbirds. I have to admit that. It's very difficult to get things done around here. I'm always so anxious to put a new fountain together, but at the same time, I want to just sit and look out the window and watch them. They're just precious little birds. And I know how much they appreciate this because they have to stay clean. Otherwise, where are they going to get water from? You know where they get water from? The street. They go into the garden and they can get some water or bathe on leaves. But when they can't find that and you got a drought going on and they can't find any water, they're in the street. They're anywhere that the water is because they need it desperately. So when we can offer them water, at least they can get clean water. So that's the best we can do. But any little puddle that they find, whether it's clean or not, that's what they're going to use, because that's sometimes all they can find. Let's kind of sit back and just look. Look at the tongue on that bird. They're just so pretty. This is an Anna's, a male. But see, when you buy these watermelon cups, they come with the straw and everything. All you need is a container underneath to hold some water of your choice. And what's really nice is they also get in strawberries. Now that is really cool because it's got a reservoir already on the top. You don't have to do anything with that. It comes with the red straw, usually. And if it doesn't, you can get a straw for cheap. These are jumbo straws when I go get them. And they can just come and sit on the top of the strawberry and take a bath. Oh my goodness. Sometimes adding flowers around your fountains, if they're not coming, will attract the birds in as well. And keep in mind, you only need one bird to come to a fountain when you set it up. Because the moment you get one bird, they see a bird taking a bath, and it doesn't have to be a hummingbird. It can be any bird. But when they see that, they know it's safe. And that's when they start coming. See, they'll see like here, an oriole. This is a hooded baby oriole. When they see a bird like that, or a house finch or something, they know the hummingbird's okay. If that bird can do it, I can do it too. This isn't supposed to be here. I wanted to keep it really just hummingbirds, but oh my gosh. These baby orioles are so cute. Look at that. But look at that. That's just a bowl from Dollar Tree. And then I got some silk plants that I taped on with painter's tape, the frog tape, kind of to add a little greenery to it. And that's all there is to it. Now you got a fountain. That's a cup. The strawberry container is a cup. They come out usually late spring and into summer. They kind of they're themed for summer, and you can find them at different places. I think Walmart and Target and all the different stores get them in. You can find them online, Dollar Tree. Look at this. They are just so precious. But flowers do help because the birds will fly by and they'll see it, and then they'll come down to investigate, and that's usually when they find your fountains. I've got a cupia to the right that the hummingbirds love, and a blanket flower to the left. They don't really feed much on the blanket flower. There might be a little pollen, but they really do love the cupias on the right. That's the hummingbird's lunch. It might be a cigar plant, but they're both cupias, just slightly different flowers. Oh, this is just too cute. This was not supposed to be here. It was supposed to be just hummingbirds. Oh my gosh, these baby orioles are so funny. And they get dirty too. They get into everything. I find them in flower pots. I have no idea what they're doing inside flower pots. But they go inside flower pots. They get into all the bushes. They get so dirty. I mean, they're looking for nectar too, but I think the problem is they don't know how to find it. So they get stuck in places. They're really odd birds. But they love these baths. So they come in. Oh, it didn't look like he could fly. Oh, my pizza bowls. That has nectar in there. That's for the orioles. There's another Lego board or a building block board. Now, I just went and did something simple, but I did go get the flower in the back, the sunflower, which is a Lego. I think the other one isn't quite a Lego. It's another building blocks. It's supposed to be a parrot. But you could build it any way you want. You know the saying, build it and they will come? They will. This is cute. And it's like a little ladder. It looks like a spa in the center. Is that not cute? But now that board can bring in other birds as well. And that's what's really good. But see the divots in there? Anytime you've got something like that, the hummingbirds can grip on really good because it's like tiny perches. Remember, they've got the tiniest feet and the tiniest nails. So they can easily grip this. You don't have to manipulate this anyway with hot glue like I've showed you, or using a soldering iron on other things. We don't have to do anything. We can just snap this together. We will have to make a hole in this center, and you'll want to use a soldering iron if it's not a Lego board. I heard you can drill Lego boards and cut those, But when you get the cheaper building block trays like that, I heard they'll snap. So with that, you'd want to use a soldering iron so it won't break. But is this not cute? There's a close-up. Look how they hang on. Think of how small these building blocks are. But it's perfect for them. So I think we should just sit back and watch. And observe. See how they hang on? It'll give you ideas when you're building a fountain. Like, should you use branches, maybe cement blocks, straws? Silicone has been really good. It's kind of soft. It's an unusual material. We didn't have a lot of silicone when I started this 5, 6, 7 years ago. I used to use a lot of plastic, which is perfectly fine. Plastic doesn't get hot. Keep that in mind. Glass gets hot. So if you've got something, a glass bowl, glass on the top, glass holds heat, plastic does not. Silicone doesn't hold any heat at all. So this should give you lots of ideas. And that's a goldfinch. And that, again, isn't supposed to be there. Another baby oriole. Oh my goodness, you know, they wait. This time of the year, we're loaded with orioles. Every year, it's more and more. It started with like 1 or 2. Then they had babies, and we had 3 or 5. Now, I'm going to have to say we have so many dozens. I think I can safely say we probably have about 100 out here. And the babies, they wait for everything I put out. So if I put out a fountain for the hummingbirds, they come and check it out immediately. They're very bold birds. The hummingbirds will test anything right away. Here is a pet fountain. Some people call them cat fountains. We saw this before, simple bowl. But they're just so easy. You buy them, you can take them right out of the box. And I do a couple tweaks to them. So I modify them just for hummingbirds. Well, for any bird, really. And when it's hot, I'm telling you, those birds do appreciate water. So if you're going to build something, you can put a little bit of ice cubes in there. That will help keep them cool. But keep in mind that when you've got all these birds, and boy, did this build up. It seems like you have to add more feeders every year for the hummingbirds. Put water out for them because they really do enjoy that. You have so many birds here, so many foraging, and so many looking for water. And this is like a little thing we could do. Even a bowl of water. Though if it's not moving, they can't hear it. They really tune in to any moving water. Even if you can't hear it, they can. This is a pumpkin from Halloween. The ones that the kids take trick-or-treating with. I use that for a planter as well. Again, with one of those fidget toys, poppet toys on the top. And again, a soda bottle inside. Could be a water bottle. And a bowl. A plastic plate. And it brings such joy to the hummingbirds. They're just so cute to watch. As silicone, you can find that in the houseware department. You can find it for kids' toys now. You can find them pretty much anywhere. And you know what's really good about silicone? You can cut it. Now, this is a real tiny silicone poppet toy. I think it was like supposed to be on the keychain or something. And I took everything off and just used the square. So it's kind of like a platform for one, which is okay. But again, something easy for them to grip. Oh, yes. Then at Easter time, I found these odd eggs. They were kind of a cap onto M&Ms or something, some sort of candy inside. So I removed the egg, of course. And again, a straw was put in there, and then I cut the top open. So now you've got this water that goes and fills the egg up and just dribbles over the top. And they love it. They can grip onto the top because the whole top of the egg has been cut open with the scissors. Just little things we can think about. This was so cheap to put together. There's the basket at Dollar Tree, a bowl, I think it was like 2 or 3 for $1. and then a straw, which you can buy a whole bag for $1, and then a plastic egg, which came off some candy. Oh, I have to show this. Tanagers. That was a surprise for them to come on the deck. With the flowers I made, isn't that cute? That was wrappers from, I guess you would say, pads, women's pads. And the plastic was so pretty, my mom saved them for me. So I went ahead and made some flowers. So I'm going to change that up. I've got another idea. You haven't even seen this one, actually. This one was made a little different. We'll get to that soon. And the coffee cup. The juncos in the back. Aren't they cute? They come here about 6 months out of the year. They hang out. They're beautiful little birds. But this was fun to make, a coffee maker, something completely different. I try to kind of put different things out to give you ideas, things that give me ideas. And usually the stuff I make is really simple. There's a white crown. They come to get water. All the birds come to get water. You can't believe the birds that come to get water. But of course, this is really mainly for the hummingbirds. So everyone's welcome. But the hummingbirds are my favorite. And keep in mind, we started with one hummingbird. We've built so much trust with these birds. They trust us that we have now gone into the thousands. Oh my goodness, from buying one bag of sugar that would last an entire month to buying the sugar now in 25-pound sacks. Unbelievable, and going through it incredibly fast. And what are you going to do? They're absolutely worth it. And you know, we haven't had any rain in months, so there's not a lot of wildflowers out there. The only flowers they're going to find are in people's yards, especially in this area in Southern California. When you look at the hills, if there's no rain, then there's no flowers coming up. You know, the little weeds that come up, show these tiny little flowers you can barely see. Well, they can see them. But we're not getting that right now. So we should help out. And there's a simple little pet fountain. Any of these fountains will work. Look for them. They throw them on sale. And check my videos on any of these pet fountains. I show you how to modify them. Just a little tiny tweak, and that will make a world of difference to bring the birds in. And there's a cup. One of the first fountains I made. I still have that cup with a straw. And I even put in a branch in the center there to give him a little perch. And again, another pet fountain with what? Stretchy fabric put on. You don't even have to paint it. And a bowl upside down. And that bowl has got a pedestal, like you put it down on a table. It's got lift, which is perfect for the hummingbirds to grab onto and bathe. And boy, do they love it. This is just adorable. I hope you enjoyed this. If you don't want to hear me, mute it. With that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. And let's help them out. They're worth it.